NBA debut. Out of the timeout. Oh, LeBron James! Major flush!
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into something truly mind-blowing about LeBron James, a player who's been defying time and rewriting the record books for over 2 decades. We're talking about an insane stat that perfectly captures just how incredible his longevity is in the NBA. If you're a basketball fan, you already know LeBron is a once-in-a-generation talent, but this stat, it's going to make your jaw drop. So, let's get into it. LeBron James entered the NBA in 2003 straight out of high school as the #1 overall pick for the Cleveland Cavaliers. At just 18 years old, he was already being called the Chosen One. Fast forward to 2025, and LeBron is still dominating the league at 40 years old. That alone is wild, but the stat we're focusing on today puts his longevity into a whole new perspective. Ready for it? LeBron James has played in the NBA for more years than some of his current teammates were alive when he debuted. Let that sink in. When LeBron played his first NBA game, some of the guys he's now sharing the court with weren't even born yet. To unpack this, let's go back to October 29th, 2003. LeBron's first game was against the Sacramento Kings.
In his game after it looked up to Warriors, turn it over again. LeBron like a freight train to the basket with a two-handed jam of the Lakers.
He dropped 25 points, 9 assists, 6 rebounds, and 4 steals. Not a bad start for a teenager, right? Meanwhile, players like Jalen Green, born in 2002, were barely toddlers. Others, like Gigi Jackson or Derek Lively II, born in 2004, didn't even exist yet. Now, in 2025, LeBron is still out there starting for the Lakers, dropping 20-point triple-doubles and mentoring guys who grew up watching him as kids. That's not just longevity. That's a legacy that spans generations. So why is this stat so insane? It's not just about the years, it's about the level at which LeBron has sustained his greatness. Most players don't last a decade in the NBA, let alone 22 years and counting. The average NBA career lasts about 4.5 years. LeBron's been at it for nearly 5 times that, and he's still an all-NBA caliber player. To put it in context, let's look at some other legends. Michael Jordan played 15 seasons, but he retired twice and dealt with injuries. Kobe Bryant played 20 seasons, which is incredible, but his final years were marred by injuries, and he wasn't at his peak.
He and Curry missed layups the last 2 possessions. James from the same spot. LeBron 3 for 3 from three-point range.
LeBron? He's still averaging over 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists in his 22nd season. That's not normal. Now let's break down what makes this longevity possible. First, there's LeBron's physicality. The guy is 6 feet 9 inches, 250 pounds, built like a freight train, but moves like a guard. From day one, he was a physical marvel. But what's even more impressive is how he's maintained that. LeBron reportedly spends over $1 million a year on his body. Trainers, chefs, cryotherapy, you name it. He's said in interviews that he treats his body like a high-performance car. You don't just throw regular gas in a Ferrari, right? LeBron's diet is strict, his recovery is next level, and his discipline is unmatched. That's why at 40, he's still dunking on guys half his age. But it's not just about the body. LeBron's basketball IQ is off the charts. Early in his career, he was known for his athleticism, those chase-down blocks, those tomahawk dunks. But as he's aged, he's leaned into his brain. He's like a chess grandmaster on the court, reading defenses, setting up teammates, and making split-second decisions. Watch any Lakers game and you'll see him directing traffic, calling out plays, and exploiting mismatches. That's why he's still so effective, even as his athleticism has naturally dipped a bit. He's not just outrunning opponents anymore, he's outsmarting them. Let's put this stat in perspective with some numbers. By the end of the 2024-25 season, LeBron will have played over 1,500 regular season games. That's the most in NBA history. He's also logged over 56,000 regular season minutes, another record. Add in playoff games, and he's played the equivalent of 3 extra NBA seasons compared to most players. Yet, he's missed fewer than 300 games total in his career due to injury or rest. For comparison, Anthony Davis, his teammate, has missed over 200 games in half the time LeBron's been in the league. LeBron's durability is unreal. Now let's talk about the cultural impact of this longevity. When LeBron entered the league, the NBA was different. Allen Iverson was crossing people up, Shaq was dominating the paint, and the game was slower, more physical. LeBron came in and changed the mold. He was a point forward before that was even a term, blending size, speed, and playmaking in a way we'd never seen. Over the years, he's adapted to every era, the grit of the 2000s, the pace and space of the 2000s and 10s, and now the three-point crazy 2000s and 20s. He's won 4 championships, 4 MVPs, and made 20 straight All-Star games. Who else has done that? Nobody. This stat about outlasting his teammates' lifetimes also highlights how LeBron has become a bridge between generations. Think about it. When he was battling Tim Duncan and the Spurs in the 2007 finals, guys like Victor Wembanyama were in diapers. Now LeBron's playing against Wemby, who's being called the future of the NBA. LeBron's seen the league evolve from VHS highlight tapes to TikTok breakdowns, and he stayed relevant through it all. He's not just a player, he's a living history of the game. Let's zoom out and compare this to other sports. In football, Tom Brady played until he was 45, which is insane for a quarterback, but he wasn't taking hits like LeBron does night after night. In soccer, Cristiano Ronaldo is still scoring goals at 40, but soccer doesn't have the same physical toll as basketball. Tennis? Roger Federer retired at 41, but he was battling injuries and playing a less demanding schedule. LeBron's playing 70-plus games a year, plus playoffs, at an elite level. That's a different beast. Now let's address the doubters. Some people say, well, LeBron's stats are padded because he's played so long. Okay, sure, longevity helps with career totals. He's the all-time leading scorer with over 40,000 points, and yeah, playing 22 seasons helps, but look at his per-game numbers. Even in his late 30s, he's averaging numbers that would make most players' peak seasons look average. In the 2023-24 season, at 39 years old, he averaged 25.7 points, 8.3 assists, and 7.3 rebounds on 54% shooting. That's not padding stats, that's dominating. Another crazy angle on this stat is how it reflects LeBron's consistency. He's never had a major injury that sidelined him for a full season. The worst was a groin injury in 2018-19 that cost him 27 games. Compare that to someone like Derrick Rose, whose career was derailed by injuries, or even Kevin Durant, who's missed significant time with Achilles and knee issues. LeBron's ability to stay on the court is a testament to his work ethic and, frankly, a bit of genetic luck. Let's talk about the mental side, too. Staying at the top for 22 years means dealing with pressure most of us can't imagine. LeBron's been under a microscope since he was 16, labeled as the next big thing. Every move he's made, leaving Cleveland for Miami, going back to Cleveland, joining the Lakers, has been dissected. Yet, he's never cracked. He's handled criticism, led teams to titles, and stayed a role model off the court. That mental toughness is part of why he's still here, schooling guys born in the 2000s. Now, let's look at this stat from the perspective of his peers. When LeBron came into the league, his draft class included Dwyane Wade, Carmelo Anthony, and Chris Bosh. Most of those guys retired years ago. Melo played until 2022, but his last few seasons were as a role player. Wade and Bosh were done by 2019. Meanwhile, LeBron's still a top 10 player in the league. The only other active players from that 2003 draft class, guys like Kyle Korver, who's barely hanging on in a coaching role. LeBron's outlasted almost everyone. This stat also makes you think about the future. How much longer can LeBron do this? He said he wants to play until his son, Bronny, makes it to the NBA, and that's already happened. Bronny was drafted by the Lakers in 2024, and they've already shared the court in preseason games. Imagine that, a father and son playing together in the NBA. That's another first for LeBron. But even beyond that, he's showing no signs of slowing down. Could he play until he's 42, 43? With his track record, you wouldn't bet against it. So, what does this stat really tell us? It's not just about years or games played, it's about LeBron James defying the odds, rewriting what's possible in the NBA, and doing it with a level of excellence that's almost unfair. He's not just outlasting his peers, he's outshining them year after year. This stat, playing longer than some teammates have been alive, is a testament to his work ethic, his adaptability, and his sheer love for the game. Before we wrap up, let's give a shout out to some other players who've had incredible longevity. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played 20 seasons and was an all-star at 38. Tim Duncan was a force until 39, but neither of them was doing what LeBron's doing at 40. The closest comparison might be Vince Carter, who played 22 seasons, but he was a role player in his final years, not a superstar. LeBron's in a league of his own. So there you have it, the insane stat that sums up LeBron James's longevity. He's been in the NBA longer than some of his teammates have been alive, and he's still one of the best in the world. If that doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what will. Let me know in the comments what you think about LeBron's run. Is he the GOAT? Can he keep this up for another season or two? Drop your thoughts, hit that like button, and subscribe for more basketball content. Until next time, peace out.